Day 257. Read my Ground Up a Self-Love Workbook for the Generational Curse Breaker on social media. We still in the sacral. We'll probably end the reading, like complete this whole challenge, still in the sacral. So let's get into it. Y'all already know that I will include the scripture. Yesterday we were talking about... What are we talking about? We were talking about not people pleasing and about how when we mask as somebody that we are not, basically we can't build relationships. Healthy relationships are not built on masking yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so we were talking about how to facilitate an environment for healthy connections. And that requires you to be yourself, to be authentic. If that looks like cringe. You get what I'm saying? But standing in your authenticity, your originality, not masking just to please people, understanding that doing that, trying to keep the peace, if you will, to save others while you're dying inside. Like, come on now. Nobody's going to be a martyr here. Like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Scripture says, okay? Scripture says that every man will die for his own iniquity. Every man will die for his own iniquity. So it's not my job to regulate someone else's emotions. It's not my job to do the emotional labor for someone else. You know what I'm saying? So you have to stand in your authenticity and allow people to regulate their emotions, allow them to regulate their own perspective and to deal with their own shadow, right? So a lot of projection, stuff like that, right? You got to know when you're being projected onto. You got to know how to distinguish you between them. You have to know where you end and where they begin. You have to know, okay? And the only way for you to create that boundary is to be yourself. So anyways, today, we are talking about actions that encourage and facilitate a safe space for people to be themselves while growing confidence in their abilities without judgment or attachment. Screams acceptance and freedom. Yeah, I know that's a long run-on sentence, but you get me, okay? It promotes self-leadership and individuality. The best teams include a diverse group of people. They are most effective because everyone brings their unique perspective to the table. A group of likeness will have less impact simply because it can only attract its own. There is an opportunity for unity and expansion amid differences. We can bond over originality because it removes the pedestal from underneath us all. In addition, when we are open to concepts unlike our own, it expands our bank of possibilities. We release the idea of limitation. Is there only one way to skin a cat? That's what I used to hear the old folks say. I don't know if there is or not, but there's more than one way to take a selfie. Okay, no, but for real, right? Like, we have to modernize the phrase, okay? It says evolution has served us well. We have so many devices available to us in modern times. If we think back in history, camera devices were bulky and stationary. Today, you can take a picture with your phone, MacBook, or a regular old camera. In some spy movies, they have cameras and pens, so it seems the possibilities are endless. So is the same with life and its concepts. If we only resort to seeing things through one lens, we end up with the old bulky stationary camera. We'd miss out on the possibilities of an iPhone. Life and everything in it ought to evolve. Growth is a sign of prosperity. Okay. One way to know you are in a healthy connection is that there's growth. When you get around people who are stuck, still doing, this is me, not take me as I am, and this is my authentic self, but I don't have to grow. I'm not growing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to evolve. I'm not trying to improve. When you start asking people what their plan is and they ain't got no plan, calm down. Exit stage left. Flag on the play. That is a major red flag. When you start asking people what their plan is, or like what are their goals, if they ain't got no goals, if they ain't got no plans, if they don't have any ambition, if they don't have no initiative, So what we out here doing? You know what I'm saying? Because if we're not growing, we're dying. Anything not growing is dying. And a lot of people, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, call a spade what it is. You know, I'm just going to give it to you straight, no chaser. A lot of people are so much closer to the grave because they're choosing not to evolve. They're choosing not to improve, right? It's like when we wash clothes, there's a rinse cycle and then it repeats. You get what I'm saying? But even after the repeat, like there's another rinse cycle. And then it stops for you to take the clothes out because they're clean. Unless you're lazy, you take the clothes out because they're clean. And then you put them in the dryer so it can complete the cycle in the dryer. And then the next step to that is to take the clothes out and fold them. So essentially, I'm using that as an example and a metaphor because I know sometimes when we're lazy, maybe you were feeling overwhelmed, life is just too much. We be like, I'm gonna get to that later. We'll leave the clothes in the wash and then we'll go and we'll smell it and we're like, oh my God, because we've left it in there. Now we have to rewash, use some more detergent. It has to take another cycle. It has to repeat another cycle. Sometimes it's necessary because we're just burnt out. And other times it's not necessary. We were just fucking lazy. So this is that opportunity for you to address where the rinse and repeat has been recycled over and over and over and over again because you're not choosing to evolve. You get to see who's, before they even make it to that grave, just based on how they're moving or not. Do they have any motion, baby? Where's the motion? I gotta see a little motion in the ocean. Okay? I got to see a little motion in the ocean. You know what I mean? And if there's no motion in the ocean, I ain't getting in the ship. I ain't getting in the ship. Oh my God, y'all. Okay, but yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Okay, like, yo, hey, I need some motion in the ocean for me to get the shit. So, we don't have to keep on rinsing and repeating the same cycles if we choose to evolve. And a lot of us do that. We get stuck in these loops. Generational curses, stuck in these same cycles, replaying and reliving the same day, the same year, the same situation every day, every year until we die. That's not my portion. You know what I'm saying? That's not my portion. And you need people in your life who recognize that and challenge you to grow. Or not. Either way it goes. If you want to do this with me, click the link in my bio, grab yours so we do it together. One-on-one coaching available as well. You know what I'm saying? One link, everything pops up. Okay. Love you.